Hey y'all, it's Callie, and today I'm going to be doing the top 10 series I want to finish in 2019. These are all book series that I either started this year or I'm currently starting or started a long time ago and I just want to finish them. Most of them I have physical copies of. The ones that I don't, I'm pretty sure I have a hold through my library on the audiobook for, so I should be able to do it because I have all of the things I need to do that, but it's just a matter of motivation and if I choose to pick them up. The first series I really want to finish is the Monsters of Verity duology by Victoria Schwab. This is a YA kind of fantasy novel based on this world that is very eerily similar to if Vietnam War had ended very differently and the US had broken up into a bunch of different little kind of states or countries, and it's all about this kind of like civil war between two different groups inside of this one area. And one is mostly monsters and one is mostly humans. Monsters are created when some sort of evil act is committed, whether it be lethal or non-lethal, and there are 3 different categories of monsters, and we follow the perspective of one monster and one human who kind of become unlikely friends and team up. It is just so much fun. It took me a really long time to read This Savage Song, but that was partially because I read it as an ebook, and fantasy ebooks for me just take a lot longer. So I'm hoping to pick up the physical copy of this one just to kind of enjoy the process. Along that same vein, I would like to finish the Darker Shade of Magic series. I have the last one here, A Conjuring of Light. It is the only one I have left, and I do also have a hold on the audiobook of this through my library, and I believe I'm next in line, so I should be able to pick this one up super soon. I absolutely love this series. It's about this man, Kel, who can travel between the 4 different Londons because of the kind of magician he is, the kind of blood he has, and it's his adventures. Each of the Londons either has magic or doesn't have magic in a specific way, and it's all about him running into this girl while he's on an adventure and kind of having to bring her along. And the first book and then the second book is kind of them on their 2 separate journeys after the events of the first book and kind of meeting back up again, and this third one is kind of defeating the bad guy who's kind of always been there in these last 2 books, and we're just kind of sick and tired of him. So I think that this is going to be really great. I am so excited. I loved the first 2 books. The first one not as much as the second one, and since I enjoyed the second one more, I cannot wait to see what I'm going to think of this third one. Next, I want to finish the Air Chronicles by Cinda Williams China. I just recently finished the first book, The Warrior Air, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fairly quick read and it was just so interesting. I think after reading a little bit of the description for this book, each book follows a different character, discovering that they are part of this magical world. This is an urban fantasy, so it takes place in the real world. So the character of the last book kind of lived in Nowhere Town, Ohio, and he kind of made his way through to the top trying to help out and figure out what's going on and defeat the bad guy. These are so interesting. It's based on this world where you have a stone in like behind your heart or around your heart that determines whether you are a certain kind of wizard or warrior or the different kinds of magical beings there are, and if you're not, you're called Anawir, and that just means that you don't have a stone and you're just a regular human. And it is just so much fun, and I cannot wait to read The Wizard Heir. I'm so intrigued to see what's going to happen to these characters. I have books 2 and 3 physically in this series, so I'm hoping to kind of find the rest of the books this year and finish them because it is just so much fun, and it will allow me to start the next Cinda Williams-Chima. Next series I really want to finish is the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I have listened to the audiobooks for the first two and I have a hold on the third one, and I have just really enjoyed my time reading these. I do not have any physical copies of these. I just kind of picked the first one up on a whim through my library's audiobook system and just fell in love with the characters and the storyline. I didn't like the second one as much as the first one, but I'm really interested to see how the relationships between the characters and what the mystery of this next one will be. I believe the next one is Escaping from Houdini, so I'm super excited to find out what the storyline will be. I just love Audrey Rose. She is such an amazing character because she is just going for the things that she wants to do even when it's not common during her time. Next, I really want to finish the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I read Cinder and Scarlet recently, and I just haven't picked up the next ones. I think it's partially because I don't have physical copies of them, so I just kind of forget about them. I do have Fairest, the little novella, on my shelves, which kind of helps a little bit, but I keep forgetting about these, especially when I'm putting holds through audiobooks for my library, because that's probably the easiest way for me to get to them this year. This is such a fun series. They are sci-fi retellings of popular fairy tales. The first one is Cinderella. The second one, Scarlet, is about Little Red Riding Hood. The third one, Cress, is about Rapunzel, which is my favorite princess, so I don't know why I haven't picked it up. And it's kind of got this underlying theme, all of the characters joined together in each book, so you get to see the characters from the first book and the second one, and I would assume we see the characters from the second book in the third one, and I'm really excited to see. It's a lot of fun to see how they all connect and come together in the different stories. It's just so much fun, but there's also this evil queen that's looming. She's from the moon, which is really interesting. So it's just a lot of fun, and I just really enjoyed it. I didn't like Scarlet as much as I liked Cinder, but I just didn't really connect with the main characters, so I'm interested to see how the next few books are gonna go. Next, I really want to finish the Shadowhunters Chronicles. I'm just kind of looping them all together because that's how I personally think of them. I think of them as one really giant series. The next one I need to read is Lady Midnight. I am so incredibly excited to get to this one. I know that people are kind of iffy about this series as a whole, and Lady Midnight is usually the least favorite, but I'm really excited. I kind of want to just jump into a really big fantasy book, and this is a perfect one to do. I just can't wait to see how we're going to see the past characters again, and I cannot wait for the new books coming out later this year. I know I already have pre-ordered Ghosts of the Shadow Market, so I would like to read Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows at least before then, because I have heard that it's helpful if you read Ghost of the Shadow Market before Queen of Air and Darkness, which helps me out because I don't have a copy of Queen of Air and Darkness. I only have Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows because I have them both in the paperback, so I'm kind of waiting for Queen of Air and Darkness to come out in paperback. But I have absolutely loved this series. I believe this one is following Emma Carstairs, who is now an orphan because of some of the events from the past books. And just she and her parabatai, I think it's a love story between the two of them, is like what was alluded to at the end of City of Heavenly Fire. So I'm interested to see what all is going to happen, who the bad guy is, what's going on, because I'm not sure and I'm really intrigued. I think this part of the series has more to do with the Fae and the Seelie courts or the Unseelie courts. I'm not sure, but I'm super intrigued and can't wait to get to it. And then the next series I would really love to finish this year is the Three Dark Crowns series. I have read books 1 and 2 and then the collection of 2 short stories, and I have the most recent release, which was from last year I believe, and then this year's release of the last book. Those are the only ones I have left, and I do not have copies of them, and my library doesn't have audiobooks for them, so I'm gonna kind of wait it out, see what happens. But I have absolutely loved the series. It has been so much fun. I love the characters, and it's just got so many twists and turns. It follows 3 sisters who each have different powers. They are triplets, and they are just trying to compete because whoever is the last one alive will get to be the next queen, to have the next set of triplets. It's kind of an ongoing thing, but twist, these sisters don't really want to kill each other because they are very different from the triplet queens before them. So it's just a lot of fun and so many twists and turns, and it's got some really cute romances. I just absolutely love it, and just the relationships between all the characters is just so fun to watch. Sorry if a few things are different. My camera battery died, so I had to plug that in, and then I kind of just like forgot about this and didn't finish filming it yesterday, so I'm back today to let you guys know these last 3 series I want to finish. The first one is so exciting. I cannot wait. I think I'm gonna try to finish this one super soon, and that is the Road of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. The next one for me is Empire of Storms, so I only have 3 books left. I'm just so excited. I love the characters. I love the storylines. It keeps me on my toes with what's gonna happen, how far the relationships are gonna progress, because I pretty much know who's gonna end up with each other, but I love seeing how that is going to come to be, and it's just so much fun. I absolutely love it. The first book follows a girl, Selena Sardothian, who is put into a kind of slave camp because she is the greatest assassin in Adarlan, and it is just her journey being told that she can come out of that mine to work for the king in a competition and compete to be the king's champion, and it just kind of spirals from there. It goes crazy different from book 1 to even just now, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in these last few books. The next series I want to finish really soon, hopefully, is the Folk of the Air series, which is The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and then later in the year, The Queen of Nothing. I just finished the audiobook for The Cruel Prince yesterday and really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It follows a girl named Jude who witnesses her birth parents' death because she has a technical half-sister that she just always has thought to be her full sister, and it turns out that her sister's dad is very upset about the fact that she was taken away from him. So both the older sister, Jude, and Jude's twin sister have to go live in the fairy world to be taken care of. So that all happens, and then I think we get to be a few years later, and it follows Jude trying to maneuver this fae world, being a human, and kind of trying to figure out what her beliefs and what she thinks things should be like, and how she can keep herself safe as well as her family. And it's just so interesting because she finds a knack for spying because she can tell lies and fae cannot, and so she is a hot commodity, and so it is just following her journeys and a lot of political court intrigue, and it was just so interesting. And then the last series I want to finish is the Me Before You trilogy by Jojo Moyes. I only have this last one, Still Me, left. I started this a few months ago, really enjoyed it. I was just kind of something fun and quick and just kind of relaxing to read. It was a new story. The first one was not a new story, but the second one was kind of interesting. I listened to the audiobook for it. And then this is the last one. I believe it follows the events of book 2, and it's just kind of interesting seeing the aftermath of losing someone from the way that they die in the first book. No spoilers, but like most people know what happened because they've either read the book or watched the movie that came out a few years ago. This is really interesting. The writing style is kind of intriguing, and odd, but it is a lot of fun. It follows the main character Lou, who is very quirky, and just her travels and trials and tribulations of trying to live and figuring out what she wants to do in life and just all of that fun stuff. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!